Hello, welcome to the Night Radio and Television Station, and I'm Katri. Here comes the local news. The Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc emphasized that state management innovation should be strongly promoted. The economic sector needs to be one step ahead, focused to bring the country to development.
According to the Prime Minister, one of the reasons for achievements of the past time, especially the last 5 years, is the liberation of all resources for development, attaching importance to economic sectors, including putting the issue of the private economy properly, promulgating many policy mechanisms to remove problems. In recent years, the private economy has developed rapidly. Many large corporations appear to have contributed to the growth. However, there are still aspects that exist, limit, and bite on development. Therefore, it is necessary to specify more clearly the obstacles and constraints for private economic development and solutions to remove. The Prime Minister emphasized to remove the difficulties for production and business, including the private economy, creating conditions for private economy to be assured of investment, business, and innovation.
According to the General Department of Customs, the import and export activity of goods during the Tet Holiday 2021 are much more active than the Tet Holiday 2020.
Preliminary statistics as of February 17th, there are 960 Vietnamese enterprises importing and exporting goods with a total of 10,300 import and export declarations, a sharp increase of nearly 60% compared to the number of declarations registered during the Lunar New Year 2020. The main export market of enterprises is still the U.S. In January, Vietnam export to this market reached about $7.5 billion, up 57.4% over the same period last year. Next is the Chinese market. The EU market only reached $2.8 billion, but compared to the same period last year, increased quite well, nearly 15%. Asian, Japan, and South Korea markets also maintain an increase of over 22%. The Indonesian Anti-Dumping Committee has just concluded that Vietnam's economic sheet is dumping into this country and has decided to apply a tax of 3.01 to 49.2%. The amount of Vietnamese economic sheet export to Indonesia is about 365,000 tons. This is a big market for Vietnamese enterprises, so the taxation will have an impact. However, according to the Department of Trade Defense, some large Vietnamese exporters have relatively low anti-dumping duties, such as tôm Đông Á 3.01% and tôm Hoa Sen 5.34%, so the impact will not be too big.
The Munich Security Conference, which took place on February 19th in an online format, mentioned the rise of China causing concerns of the international community.
Speaking at the conference, Secretary General of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, urged members and partners to strengthen ties due to the strong Atlantic security impact coming from China. That's why NATO should deepen our relationship with the close partners like Australia and Japan, and at the same time establish new partnerships around the world. The same point of view is the U.S. President Joe Biden. We must prepare together for long-term strategic competition from China. We must ensure that road benefits are shared widely and fairly, not just by a few. We can repel unfair behaviors in the economy, coerce and downplay the foundation of the international economic system.
After 4 months of withdrawal on February 19, the U.S. officially returned to the Paris Agreement against climate change. The decision received acclaim from international public opinion.
United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said it was important for the U.S. to return to the deal, just as President Biden's announcement that the U.S. will return to providing more climate aid to countries as promised in 2009. Meanwhile, former climate senior official of the United Nations, Christina Figueres, said this was most likely just a political message from Mr. Biden's administration and things were still waiting for more time. The White House has announced that it would announce these targets ahead of next April Earth Day summit.
That's all for today. Thanks for watching and goodbye.